Welcome to the Friday edition of the SportsCage. A freezing cold Friday downtown Regina. I'm sure if you're in Sasky, you're dealing with the same thing. Thanks for making time, like he said, for Nelson Holmes on Fridays. We're going to have all of our guests joining us on that Western Pizza guest hotline today. Well, it'd be a nice night to pick up some Western Pizza and just sit by your fire. Also, if you got the gift exchange coming up or the potluck Western Pizza. Joining us today will be Farhan Lalji in hour one, talking CFL, NFL, college football. We'll sprinkle in a little hockey as well. Michaela Kleisinger, head coach of the Regina Cougars women's basketball team, who are on an absolute heater this year. It's Christmas break, so they're not playing currently, but we'll talk to her in hour one about their season and how well things are going. Hour two, it was going to be Kelly Taylor joining me and my co-host, who I'll introduce in a second, but it looks like Kelly, again, with the weather and things changing, it's going to be tough for him to get in. So that's his second ditch in the last few weeks, old KT. We'll see, though. Last Mountain Distillery is coming in again. Last week we had Old Fashions. I matured in my drinking as I actually really enjoyed the Last Mountain. We'll see what they have for us in their festive drink repertoire today. That's about 4:40 time. Clutch Performer Sprinkle of the Day. Eric Francis, our NHL insider. It was a pre-record because he's in the air right now flying to Los Angeles, California. It's the dad's trip for the Calgary Flames. So we'll talk about that and a whole lot more. But let's start. My co-host, Greg from the Piffles podcast, is here today. And a trade in the NHL. We woke up this morning. At first I saw it was a text message. I didn't even go to Twitter yet. And it was two guys laughing at another guy in a chat group about the Edmonton Oilers trade where they trade Stu Skinner to Pittsburgh. Your thoughts when you wake up as a Pittsburgh fan?
Dubas, you genius. Like, I don't understand this trade from the Edmonton. Like, I guess if you want to move on from Skinner, this is the way you do it. But to me, it's a lateral move, and the Penguins get an extra pick. Like, I don't get it from the Edmonton point of view, but I'm, as a Penguin fan, thank you very much.
I think as soon as I saw it, and I'm like, Brett Kulak played some decent minutes. Now, none of the Oilers are really lighting it up this year, and everybody's kind of been, beat down there in a respect. Evan Bouchard right now is the hitting dummy. Maybe, though, contract-wise, because the way I understand it, now correct me if I'm wrong, Skinner is an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season.
Should be, yep.
And Jari has 2 years?
Yeah, but the Penguins didn't have to retain any salary either, which is also, I have no idea how they worked that into it. This is a good deal for the Penguins in spades. And the Penguins, if they don't want Skinner, can move him to the AHL and not be hurt by it. This is a brilliant move on Dubas's part.
Coulson's on the other side of the board doing his fantastic work again on the show. Now, you think, as the casual hockey fan, you think Stu Skinner's going to go and absolutely light it up in Pittsburgh?
I just think that is kind of the fortune of the Edmonton Oilers, isn't it? It's just what happens.
You make your own fortune sometimes, right? Edmonton.
So, in a complete jest, I'm just like, yeah, he's going to, in his next 3 games, have 2 shutouts or something, right? That's just what's going to happen, and Oiler fans are not going to know what to do with themselves.
They play each other Tuesday, do they not?
Is it that quick?
It's right away. It's next week. I know for a fact it's coming up right away. Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that.
I have the schedule right here. Oilers. Yep.
6:30 puck drop.
On what day?
Tuesday.
That's what I thought.
Oilers or Penguins?
If I'm the Penguins, I don't care. You put Skinner in and just let the magic fly at that point. Why not?
Oh, you have to. You have to play him on Tuesday.
I hope so. But
don't overthink it. Get him in the net.
And don't get me wrong. This also seems to be an easy PR win for the Oilers, and maybe that's what it is. Skinner's much maligned. Jari was a star for the Oil Kings, so let's play it out that way. Maybe get a little local goodwill. But is Jari going to be the guy that wins you a Stanley Cup in the next 2 years to make sure McDavid doesn't go anywhere? I don't think he's the answer.
So 936-6262. Prairieland Rentals text line is open. If you want to call as well, Colson says we can take calls. 936-6262 or toll free 1-866-767-0620. There's a lot of Oiler fans out there. And then there are people that just despise the Oilers. So what are your comments on it? What do you think about this deal out there? Let us know. Everybody that texts today or calls, you're in to win one of the SportsCage SJHL hats. We'll give one of those away today. Colson, if you're watching the stream, there it is. It's very nice. It's a 47 brand. Very nice hat, so we don't have many of them. So if you're an Oiler fan, what do you think? So the thing right away that I'm like, for how long, a lot of people, Oiler fans, we need another goalie. We need a goalie. We need a different goalie. And then I would always say, and I think it was me and Harry the last time, it's like, well, who?
Well, yeah.
Like, who's really out there that you can grab? And I could be wrong. I don't watch every single NHL game, so maybe somebody has an idea out there. But I was like, and Jari has kind of leveled off, would you say, as a Pittsburgh fan?
No, as a Pittsburgh fan, 100% he's leveled off. In fact, I want to say his and Skinner's numbers last season were fairly on par.
Yeah.
Jari was slightly better, but not much.
I'm looking at his hockey DB. And then the other thing, totally forgot that he was an Edmonton Oil King for 4 seasons. Won WHL championship.
Yep.
In 13-14 with the Oil Kings. And then Wilkes-Barre and then Pittsburgh. When he came in, like, everyone was like, oh, this kid is...
He was good.
Something else, yeah. And yeah, I heard that too. Their numbers are very similar. So here, is Pittsburgh better with this trade?
Pittsburgh got more out of this trade than Edmonton did, 100%.
And they can, like you said, they can move Skinner down.
They can move Skinner down. They got an extra draft pick now.
They can move him wherever as a backup later in the season.
And they also have cap flexibility because they completely got Jari's contract over to the Oilers.
What was what's his contract?
I can't remember, but at least they didn't have to retain. Like that was the big
$5
thing.
mil?
Something like that.
A year?
I think it's not up there, but it's enough where if you can shake that salary, like when the rumors were first coming out that Jari might be on the move, there's a lot of talk about the Penguins withholding some of the salary, and they completely gave it to the Oilers.
First text here for 780 number, so that would be Northern Alberta. As an Oiler fan, it seems Skinner lost the locker room. Edmonton loved Jari when he played here with the Oil Kings. I believe both goalies needed a reset, and this fits with Edmonton. Both goalies needing a reset.
100%.
I already recorded the Eric Francis, and that's the one thing that I bring up that I'm like, I'm not an Oiler fan. I was really cheering for him 2 years ago when they almost pulled off the miraculous comeback. Last year, I was like, meh. So Stu Skinner, and you remember this, Colson, last year, like during the playoffs. Bad game, whatever, not his fault, maybe his fault. He was always answering the questions.
Yep.
Always one of the first guys, it seemed, media, microphone in his face, and just sat there and took it and did what he was supposed to do. I have so much respect for that guy, and he was in such a tough spot, the best player in the world, getting close to the Stanley Cup twice, and a lot of people are pointing at you.
Yeah,
you're the reason.
You're the reason why McDavid doesn't have a cup. Yep.
Yeah. And there was times he played great and times he didn't play so good, but that happens in hockey.
It's puck luck, right? Pucks bounce.
Bobrovsky 2 years ago, unreal. Last year he had a couple games that were meh, but they still won because they were good around them.
This is going to go back a couple years, but J.S. Giguère put on one of the best goaltending performances I've ever seen in a Stanley Cup. Anaheim. They gave him the Conn Smythe, and they still lost. Like, he played so well. They gave him the playoff MVP in a losing effort. Like, it happens.
I'm actually just pulling this up because I think the other goalie that I think about when you think about Conn Smythe trophy winners on the losing team, Giguère, this one. I'm not going to say it. People will. You see if people text in.
I can see it from here.
I remember that one back in the day. He was good.
And my petty Penguin side of me is happy that they lost.
And then the J.S. Giguère was the only one after that, and Connor McDavid.
Yeah,
2 years ago. More text messages here. Dion in Regina, you guys are forgetting the Oilers are getting former 2019 Pens first round pick, 21st overall as well in the trade. Maybe he needs a reset as well. I think Eric Francis talks about that as well. I don't know enough about. Can you put the trade thing back up, Colson? And the pick, second round pick, always nice.
Well, but here's the thing: the Oilers also traded a third today to Nashville for. Oh, I'm drawing a blank on that guy. Like the Oilers are making moves right now because they're not happy where they're sitting. Obviously, they need to make a run, and they need to make a run fast. But
do you know what do you know about the Samuel Poulin? He was Pittsburgh prospect. Yeah, he was 21st overall. Yeah, 2019, Quebec Major Junior League.
He's okay. Like.
It's kind of a point a game almost right now in Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah.
Played. He hasn't played a lot of NHL games.
No, and that's it. Like, right now, he's hit that point where either he needs to come up, or he's going to be one of those AHL guys that are going to be there for a while.
So we got a lot to talk to. Keep those text messages coming on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. We'll go to break here, and we come back. We're going out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. We're talking to Farhan Lalji. It's a Sports Cage on 620 CKRM. Okay, we're back on a cold Friday, Farhan. I don't know. Is it raining a lot where you are? I've been talking to a lot of people from the coast and that area. Some people are like, roads are flooded, all that. No, we're okay where we are. Glenn Suter said his pseudo lawn is underwater.
Yeah, but Glenn's got like this palatial estate, right? So you probably have, it's so big that half of it probably is burned and half of it's probably flooded, right? Like that's just kind of how that goes for Glenn. But
is Fountains over flooded?
Yeah, exactly. For me, I'm good. But about 4 blocks to the north where there's a lot more farms and about 6 blocks to the south where there's a little lower elevation and you got to get to some big country roads and things like that. It's pretty bad. Like my kid's school was delayed 2 hours because just certain school buses couldn't get where they needed to go to get kids here and things like that. So we're in pretty good shape. And this has happened here like 2 years ago. We had some big floods, highways, roads were washed out. And but we managed to be in a good spot. So I'm trying to help those that need it.
It's minus 36 with the wind chill right now in downtown Regina. My car was doing weird things on the drive-in.
I just finished my walk. It was 9 degrees.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you're going for a walk outside here,
the last 2 days.
You're not walking out here. There always is bike guy though.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be somebody biking or jogging. I'll see later. It'll be crazy. Let's start with the Argos tampering case closed. We don't know anything that we didn't know before. Like unless you got something to throw at us.
How do I say this as cryptically as possible? It's been dealt with. So you'll see some of the moves that have happened in and around Toronto.
Okay.
It's been dealt with. So read between the lines as you will, and it hasn't been nothing. I told you in Dallas last week that that they were close, that this was significant. And I think the league took it seriously. Let's just say that.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm a good dot connector. I follow code. I'm married. I know, right? It's like no, I get what you're laying down.
Yeah.
And we're talking.
My wife speaks in code too, buddy.
We're talking to JC Abbott yesterday, and then I said, this is probably like way more common than we think because it's such a small league. And then he said there's like 9 or 10 agents that represent everybody. And you've been around the league for so long, like it would be hard not for a lot of this to happen, even if guys are just joking around.
Yeah, you're right. It's impossible that you're talking to one agent about one player that's on your roster, and then all of a sudden, that agent starts talking about what his players' desires are. I'm a really good quarterback. I sure hope you can get that right guard situation figured out. And as a matter of fact, I have a guy that could become a free agent. You can figure out who that is. I'm not going to mention names. And the GMs are just as guilty, right? Like it absolutely happens because of the small number of guys. And for JC to say 9 or 10, yeah, he's probably right in totality. But there's really only about 3 or 4 significant agents that represent a high percentage of the players. So those guys certainly have an undue amount of influence in all of these processes.
But even keeping the agent side of it, this league's small enough where you got guys shooting text messages back and forth, and it's not like this is unheard of. Like
living on a guy's couch.
Oh, exactly. Like they everyone knows each other in this league. That's the thing about it being so small.
Players will go to friends of theirs on other teams and say, "Look, I want you playing with me. Come to my team. Come to my team." Yeah. So like tampering is such a fine line in terms of what that constitutes, right? It's like, I sit on the board of directors for BC high school football, and we get these recruiting complaints. Well, okay, so what does that mean? Does that mean that player X is the quarterback for this team, and his buddy he met at an all-star camp is a receiver for that team? And do we have to call that recruiting, right? Like I don't know, and all of that is meaningful. I'm not trying to dismiss it, but it's difficult. To your point, Greg, it's a small league.
It's very senior hockey-ish.
100%.
In Saskatchewan, guys are going, although you can go kind of wherever. Can I ask you, as the longer that we go, now we got Hardrick back in the fall, we got Harris, no AJ Ouellette yet, a lot of people are thinking, Sam Emilus. The longer we go here, should we maybe be getting worried, or Rider fans, we're okay where we are here? Something's probably going to happen.
I'd be worried, and not that he's going to leave, right? I'm not suggesting that, but can you make the case that Sam Emilus is worth more than Keon Hatcher, right? Because Rob Fry's the agent that represents Sam Emilus. I'm pretty sure he is, and then he's Jalen Philpott just got. Jalen Philpott just got 250 and 275 as a Canadian, and then you asked me before what I thought Keon Hatcher was going to get, and I thought he would get close to 3, but south of 3, and he didn't. He got slightly more than Kenny Lawler. And if I'm Emilus, and look, when you look at Philpott's numbers, you've got to decide as an organization that do I buy the prorated numbers, or do I take into account this guy's always hurt, right? And so if you're Sam Emilus, if you look at his prorated numbers, he's right up there, if not higher than Keon Hatcher. But he also got hurt last year. Now he doesn't have the same injury history as a Philpott, but that was a significant injury that he suffered that forced him to miss meaningful games. So, but again, he's a Canadian, so that's going to affect the past. The reason why I thought Keon would get less than 3 and more than Philpott was just because he was American, not Canadian. Now you've got Emilus, who's as good as anybody, and he's Canadian. So what does that mean, right? He's going to get in the 3s. I would be stunned if he didn't get in the 3s. So if you're a Rider fan, you can be worried that you're going to have to pay that much, and it might come at the expense of somebody else. But the market's always going to get reset, right? And so you got to figure out who the top of the market is at any given position and how fast they get done. And agents are going to wait, right? Like if you are not necessarily from a market standpoint, but if you're Rob Fry, who's Jake Mayer's agent, you probably needed to wait to see what happened with Cody Fajardo. You needed to wait to see what happened with Bo Levi Mitchell before you decide what the best situation for Mayer is, right? So all of these things have a trickle-down effect for sure, and Hatcher will on Sam Emilus.
Well, speaking about markets and Canadians, what's the market for a Canadian cornerback right now? Because Tavon Campbell's another big signing that could possibly cause some ratio problems if the Riders don't bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure he's going to get, into the 2s, right? Like the DB market's a little different. And look, I'm curious to see how much of the market does in fact get reset. So for example, we always talk about the concern around supply and demand around offensive linemen. So a really average offensive lineman is going to get over $200,000 in many cases because of the fact that there just aren't enough of them. So even if there's only like 2 good ones, on the Canadian side, and I'm not saying that there only are, but I'm saying in any given free agent class, 3, 4, and 5, even if they're average, are going to get inflated. But now teams are starting to move the money around. They're seeing, there's a lot of really good Canadian receivers here. So I'm going to build my ratio accordingly. And I'm not going to get into the pool for that offensive lineman. I'm going to get I'd rather go after one of these receivers, right? And where does DB fit into that, right? Because there aren't a number of elite corners. Are there enough elite defensive players that are Canadian, that you can kind of go down that road? So Tavon Campbell, not getting any younger as well. But when you look at his production last year, when he was healthy, he can change your ratio. There's no doubt. So if you're a team and you don't want to get into the offensive line fray to overpay for an overrated one, maybe you go after Tavon Campbell. So I do think his market is significantly different now with a newer cap and teams' desires to not overpay O-linemen.
I would like to know, Tavon Campbell as a guy, right? Does he have the fire? Or was that kind of it for him, for his football career? Right? You know what I mean? I don't know him, obviously. I don't know anyone that knows him. Does he have the drive to come back?
Well, knowing what the market will be for him, yeah, I think so. I think you're going to try to extend that for a couple of years. Yeah, he's made some NFL money, but I think if you can get north of 200,000, north of maybe even 2.25 for the next 2 years, I'd be working hard and fighting to get that if I'm a player and I'm not ready to walk away from it. So I think, when Tavon Campbell was in this league prior to his NFL experience, he wasn't viewed in that light. Right, he wasn't viewed as a ratio changer. He was a guy that was viewed as somebody who could get you through a few games, and we all knew the level of speed that he had. But when he went to the NFL and came back, the narrative around who he was and what he could bring changed. So, I think given what he'll make now, he's not going to make David Sanchez money when he came back from the NFL, but he'll make pretty good money, and I think that'll motivate him.
Bo Levi Mitchell deal, you like it?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a fair deal, and I think Bo was willing to take less last year and be in the 300,000s, and now he's going to get, what did I see, 455 with a chance to get close to 510 if he hits all his incentives, on a 2-year deal. I think that's pretty good. I think it's fair. It's in line with the Trevor Harris deal, and both those guys were incredibly productive at advanced ages, and they fit with the coaching staff and the offensive systems and all of those types of things. So I think it's a good deal. Now, the trickle-down effect from that, for me, is Taylor Powell. Because when you talk to GMs around the league, there's a feeling that he could be the next one. And now that Bo's signed a 2-year deal, if I'm Taylor Powell, I want to get somewhere else where I can potentially work my way into a starting spot as early as the end of this year if there's an unproven guy or a guy that just kind of, has some ceiling and a guy that maybe has an injury history and a team that's looking to get to the next one. I would go find that pretty quick if I were him. So we'll see what happens there. But Bo played the last 2 years, and especially last year, because last year the games were more high leverage. We talked about 2 years ago that there were some empty calorie yards for Bo when the team was out of it. These were high leverage games all season. I thought he played really, really well. And he's, both he and Trevor have a similar story to tell in that they really feel they understand the game at a level they didn't before, and now they want to take advantage of that.
Well, this coming off season, there's no starting jobs are open. So now it's all about the second guys. It's going to be your Powells, your Mayers, your Trey Fords, Chase Bryce maybe. Where are the Riders going to look? Is it going to be bring back Mayer back, or are we looking at a Taylor Powell possibly?
I would try. Well, look, I think all of them should try to get Taylor Powell. I think anybody with a quarterback that's above 36 should be going out and trying to get Taylor Powell. And so whether you're Edmonton, right? I mean, people view Cody as better than Trey Ford, but they don't view him as the quarterback of the future, right? They view him as kind of a stopgap to get to the next guy. If you're Trevor Harris, you're really, really good, but, you're going to go year by year, and we'll see if you can recreate that again. Same with Bo, 2-year deal, but, can you recreate that? Zach Caleros in Winnipeg, right? So all those teams should be taking a good look at this guy and trying to bring him in, right? I mean, even when you look at Ottawa with Drew Brown, right? Like there's kind of a ceiling there. Most people feel. Do they want to look at potentially the next guy? And now, I also think that Dinwiddie will get a lot out of Drew Brown, and I think he'll be a lot better with Ryan calling the plays. But should I go to Toronto if I'm Taylor Powell? Because maybe the Chad Kelly thing. You never know what that's going to look like in any given year, right? Because of the unpredictability of his situation. So. I think there could be a few landing spots, and I think if you're Jake Maier, you look at those same things. If you look at Trey Ford, you look at those same things. What's the best gamble for me to take for a guy that might either get hurt or might not be as good as we think he is, and maybe I'll get a chance?
Where do you see Trey Ford playing next year? You right now in December 12th.
I don't know, and I say that because. If Powell leaves Hamilton based on where Trey grew up, like that could be a really good fit. But he's an entirely different type of quarterback than Bo Levi Mitchell. He's an entirely different type of quarterback than Trevor Harris, right? So there's some of these places where it's not necessarily a good fit. Might not be a horrible fit for him to go to Montreal and play behind Davis Alexander. Might not be a horrible fit for him to go to BC and play behind Nathan Rourke. Where the ratio element also is a factor. But I don't know that anybody around the league is viewing Trey Ford as a starting quarterback, like now or later. So, I think that's an even tougher fit because a guy like Jake Maier, who I think is such a good fit with Trevor Harris in Saskatchewan, is high floor, low ceiling. There's a level of predictability. You know what you're going to get. And if he has to play like he did one or two times this year, you can win, right? But with Trey, it's so, that's kind of how he's seen. So, it's a different kind of a fit than someone like Jake.
The biggest free agent I still think is going to be Brady Oliveira. Has Winnipeg figured out their offensive coordinator situation yet? We haven't heard anything since we're interviewing people for a job that doesn't exist yet.
If they don't hire Tommy Condell, they are really doing something wrong. They need somebody who's got some credibility and pedigree around the league, and they need somebody who can get the most out of Zach Collaros late in his career, right? So Zach and Tommy are really, really tight, and that is such an obvious situation that why Mike O'Shea wouldn't just pull the trigger at this point, I don't know, because the guys that are qualified that are out there, right? Like you know who they are, so get on with it. But you look at last year, and they waited so long to eventually get a coordinator that they shouldn't have hired to begin with, right? So, they haven't made the decision. I'm not saying that, but that is such an obvious thing. Get it done and move on as you get closer to free agency here.
Are you going to Seattle for the game Sunday? And Old Man Rivers, maybe?
I am. Yeah, I hear you're coming down to back up because you're like in your late 40s now, right?
Yeah. I got tendonitis though.
Elbows hurting? Shoulders hurting?
Bicep.
You don't have 10 kids running around chasing you?
Yeah, man, we have to see it now though, right? I said it on the show yesterday. It's like when Mike Tyson said he was going to fight, and you got the hype. I was like, we have to see this. We have to see this now. And the quote today that we'll play later about, listen, I didn't run away from people when I was in my prime. So don't worry about what I look like and if I can move.
Yeah, no, it's true, right? Like that's not the style he plays, and we'll see if his arm is good enough. Because I think 5 years ago when he last played, I think his arm was starting to diminish then. So, and here's the other thing: you don't want to go to Seattle. No. Like that defense is as good as there is in the NFL. Like they are legit good. Now they do need to show a little bit more against better teams. Right, we'll see if Jonathan Taylor can do some things, but you saw what happened with Brosmer last week, right? That turned into a shutout, and like they are legit good. They've got 8 pass rushers that can make a difference. They've got a secondary that's got some elite pieces, right? Like they're going to have some problems, and that's not the defense you got to face. And when you look at the teams, he's got 4 playoff teams that he's going to face, including Houston, that's got the best defense. Or, well, to me, it's Seattle or Houston are the 2 best defenses in the league. Like that's what you're going to face in 2 of your 4 games, and 2 other good defenses. So I feel for Phillip Rivers right now because he at the end of this, he's going to be like, why did I do that? Like, I just delayed my Hall of Fame candidacy by 5 years so I could get my ass handed to me 4 times.
Is he a slam dunk for the Hall of Fame, though?
He's got mouths to feed. Come on.
Yeah. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think eventually he's going to get in. I wouldn't say slam dunk, but there will come a time where Phillip Rivers' overall body of work will get him in.
I can't wait to see this, and I just with younger kids and his kids are looking forward to watching him. I just hope nothing bad happens.
Really?
I hope nothing bad happens.
You're right. It's just, I don't think he's going to get injured, but I do think he's going to embarrass himself. I like Philip Rivers. I have a lot of respect for him. I think this is going to be bad. This is going to be all shades of bad.
I don't want to see.
I can't wait till he somehow pulls off a miracle and this becomes a Disney movie in 4 years.
Yeah, like The Rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a high school football coach as well, so
yeah, exactly.
His players are going to be chirping him after this.
Oh yeah.
Coach, what the heck were you doing on that play?
Yeah.
Well, apparently he runs the same offensive scheme for his high school team, so they're going to be watching film, going, "What were you thinking, Coach?"
He's just getting torched on social media. The EA Sports thing that came out, where it's like, poor guy. Okay, I need your take on this college football playoff. It's too bad, right? Like, they could have just went to 4 teams this year. Like, what a mess.
Look, I've never liked it, right? Because I'm very much a traditionalist. I like the 4-team playoff. I could have lived with 8. There was no need to go to 12. And just, and I always said this, that when there were 4 teams, 1 team was upset. When you go to 12, there's going to be 4 teams that are upset. And what's the problem? Oh, we'll go to 16, so more teams can be upset. And we're talking about teams that don't have a shot to win this thing.
Exactly.
And they're complaining about it, right? Like, you look at Alabama, they shouldn't be in this field. You're a 3-loss team. I get that you don't want to be punished for losing your conference championship game, for playing in your conference championship game, because we're not having this discussion if they weren't, right? Like, if a tiebreaker fell away from them, and they were a 10-2 team instead of a 10-3 team, we're not criticizing their entry. But they got their asses handed to them against a team they'd previously beaten. I don't feel sorry for Notre Dame. I don't like the way they had the rule that allowed both Tulane and James Madison to get in, because they kind of wrote it in a way where they never, ever thought that one of these group of 5 conference champions was going to get ranked above the conference champion for a Power 4 conference, right? So Duke wins the ACC with 5 wins, right? Like, even if they would have done it, we're saying the highest ranked as a team as opposed to the champion, might have been a positive thing. But, so now they'll come up with another thing that might fix that one problem, but will cause 3 others. So if it was me, Alabama shouldn't have got in. Notre Dame should have, and I'm not a big Notre Dame fan. But, I also think both of them could have got in, and one of those 2 Tulane or James Madison teams shouldn't have got in. They got it wrong. But at the end of the day, we're talking about teams that aren't going to win it and don't really deserve to play to win it.
Exactly. It's like the more so the old World Junior Hockey Championship, or even when they have the team that comes up from the B.
College basketball. Like, everybody cares about just making the dance. And that's never what college football was designed to do. I always said the difference with college football is it wasn't the best team at the end of the year. It wasn't the team that got on a run. It was the best team for a 4-month period of time, start to finish. And that's lost here. Now, everybody complains about just getting in. And that's really not the way it's supposed to be in this sport, but the networks have wrecked it. And, of course, I'm going to Oklahoma next week to watch a game. So,
oh, good.
Alabama. I've never been to Norman to watch a game, so I'm pumped about that.
That's awesome. Okay, 2 quick ones here. We've got about a minute and a half if you can get it. How come Greg and I, our Patriots, are getting no respect here this weekend?
Because we just don't want to admit that, shoot, they're good again.
Yeah,
right?
Okay. I get it.
And Josie, I got it. I figured it out.
And I do think there's an element to Drake May where he's young and people just want to see a little bit more before they hand it all to him. But you got to give Mike Vrabel a lot of credit for how quickly he's turned it around. And it just puts an even bigger spotlight on the failings of Bill Belichick late in his career. But like it'll come, or will they just be, this year's Washington Commanders where, you saw the regression a year later? Like, that could also be what it turns into. But, it's kind of like Denver, a year ago, no one really thought they were a contender. And even this year, because May's taken a bit of a step back, Bo Nix has taken a bit of a step back, as good as the D is, people still aren't completely believers yet. It'll take some time, and I put the Patriots in that category. And we don't want to see their fan base celebrate this soon. We want more pain.
That's fair.
I get it. I get it. I have self-awareness. I get it. I've just been pulling old sweatpants out, old shirts I haven't worn in 3-4 years.
Not that old either, right? Like, that's beautiful. They're not that old.
Yeah. My kids are like, hey, remember when I used to wear all that Patriot stuff when I was little? Okay, and then quickly, Quinn Hughes. When is he? What's going on with the Canucks? Are they going to the AHL?
Yeah, well, it'd be good. I think Vancouver hockey fans would love to see them pick number 1 overall. I think the fan base here is ready for a rebuild. You're seeing a lot of apathy, some empty seats now, real softening of the ticket market. I do think Quinn Hughes is going to get traded. I don't think it's imminent, but I think more and more teams are part of that conversation because this guy's a transcendent player. And, ultimately, he's the type of player you want when you pick first overall. But whatever's happened with him there, the mix hasn't worked. So they could use this as a reset. To me, the time to trade him is after the Olympic break, because during the Olympics, he's going to be unbelievable. And the market will get even hotter. But Jim does like to do things a little bit early, so we'll see if it lasts that long.
But you don't want him to get hurt either, right? It's a tough one.
Yeah, but he's still a young player. And if he gets hurt... Yeah, it may hurt you for this year, but I don't know that the big picture value for this player is going to be any lower because he's still got a lot of hockey left, and he's really, really good. He's the best player the Canucks have ever had.
Yeah. Whoa. Ooh. Ever had. Wow. Marcus Naslund, Sedins.
Pavel Bure.
You will find bigger fans of Sedins than me. And from a pure talent standpoint, the only comparable is Pavel. It's a bit shorter of a sample size, but... Quinn Hughes is the best Canuck ever, in my opinion, and it'll be hard for a lot of people to see him go.
Garth Butcher,
Sergio Messo,
poor Garth. Okay, and then here's a little tidbit for you on softening of ticket prices. Don Hewitt's son went to a Calgary Flames game. What was it, Monday night? He got in the Saddle Dome, Farhan, for $8.
Wow, that is soft. Canuck bottom end ticket price in the secondary market is probably around 30.
Yeah.
8 is wow. But the other thing is the Saddle Dome is a dump. So that's part of it too.
And our Calgary fans are now lighting up the text. And then quickly before we go, just I need your vote. What's the one thing you have to eat at Christmas? Only one thing. Could be a dessert, could be, what is it?
Oh wow.
Or drink.
I hate pumpkin, so there's none of that. What is I'm not an eggnog guy. I don't know that there's anything Christmas specific, right? Love me some gravy. Love me some. I love apple pie. Okay. And my wife generally makes sure we have some of that at Christmas. I do love apple pie. And banana cream pie and those kinds of things. So I'm into that, even though not pumpkin.
You're a big pie guy. All right. Okay.
Pie guy.
Have fun in Seattle. Jeez, I hope it happens. I'll be thinking about you. I'll be watching it on a bus. Okay, so much fun. Travel safe.
Guys.
Talk to you next week.
Have a great weekend.
Right on. TSN's Farhan Lalji. Yeah, that Philip Rivers. I'm excited. They had a countdown on the McAfee show today of how many hours before the game. It's awesome. It's the Sports Cage. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and on 620 CKRM. Welcome back. It is for Nelson Homes on Friday, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. I see all your text messages coming through on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. We're giving away a Sports Cage SJHL hat today to everyone who's chiming in. So we'll get to some of those in a bit. But first off, let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Local sports now under the radar for most of us. The casual sports fan in and around the Regina area is the University of Regina Cougars women's basketball team. Michaela Kleisinger, her first year as interim coach, is joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Michaela, thanks for making time. It's the kind of Christmas break here for you. So are you hard at work though, or 16-1 overall? You should be able to relax a bit in the holiday season.
I wish that was the truth. Yeah. We don't have any games right now, so that is a bit of a break. The schedule does change up a bit, but lots on the docket always, fundraising, recruiting, all the things. So still busy in the office, as you can see.
Hey, fundraising and recruiting is probably easy when you're ranked 7th in the nation. Your only loss was to Toronto Metropolitans in a non-conference play. And let's be honest. Going into the season, was this something that you could foresee that you guys would have this record?
That's a loaded question. I mean, we have a very, very good group. I'm very fortunate. We have a very experienced group, an older group. So I knew that we had girls that know how to win games. We've had successful seasons in the past few seasons that I've been with them, but we haven't been 10-0 since 2011. So if you would have asked me if I thought we'd be undefeated, I probably would have said no, just because we play in a very competitive league in Canada West.
Yeah.
So I would have probably said no, just because honestly, any team can get you on any given night in our conference, but I'm not sad to be here now. So
there are some other 10-0 teams, right? Like you talk about, that Canada West is stacked.
Yeah, there's 3 other teams in 10-0 right now. Like the first, second, and fourth ranked teams in the country also play in our league. So, so we have a very heavy back half in the second semester. We play all 3 of those teams. So it'll be very interesting to see how that rolls out.
Can you put your finger on why the success for Canada West when it comes to basketball in the nation right now?
Honestly, like, no. I mean, Canada West and the OUA have always been up stronger just purely because of numbers, right? Like we have a bigger conference than the AUS. We have a bigger conference than they do in Quebec. So, numbers wise, we have a better, sort of chance of success. But I honestly just usually credit it to, the local basketball. Like a lot of our players are local athletes, and that's really strong right now in Alberta and in Saskatchewan. And so, you guys are the local talent, and you are the local SportsCage, so you get that. But I think truly we're just producing a lot of good athletes out here west right now.
Let's talk about some of those athletes on your team. Who's kind of driving the bus here? Who are maybe the seniors? Some names on who's had a good start to the season.
Yeah, I mean, I've got two all-stars that kind of drive our bus, I would say. But like I say, I'm very lucky to have sort of a senior group. Jade Belmore just recently became the leading scorer in Cougar history. So she's now the leading scorer and leading rebounder for our program ever. So, I mean,
wow.
That's a nice person to get handed over to you in your first year as a coach. And, Kara Miskey, same deal. She's about to become our leading assist record holder ever. So these girls are breaking the mold for what it means to be a Cougar basketball player. But like I say, I've got a veteran group. We've got 4 fifth years and a 4th year kid that are really leading our charge and showing those young ones what it means to be a Cougar basketball player. And I think that's really helping.
You played 2015 to 2020, so you're not that far removed. You must still get out there and show the girls what's up from time to time. But how special is it being from Regina, being back and coaching at the University of Regina where you played?
Okay, first of all, thank you, because if you ask my girls, I'm an elder. I'm the oldest person they've ever met. So thank you. I'll make
Savvy
sure they
veteran.
listen to the yeah. I'll make sure they listen to you say that wasn't that long ago. But when you're recruiting kids that are born now in like 2008, it makes you feel like an old lady. So it's honestly a dream come true. I mean, I went to Cougar camp since I was 7 years old. My family and I have been sitting on the sideline watching Cougar basketball since I was as young as I can remember. So, truly it's a dream come true. I've been very fortunate to be a part of this program in, I guess, as many ways as possible at this point. And I'm very lucky to now I guess hold this position for at least the time being. So yeah, it's a dream come true. Very fortunate.
Start of January, I think you guys are on the road for a bit, and then a big at the end of January, pivotal Alberta comes to town.
That's right. Yeah. So we're on the road to Calgary, one of the 10-0 teams, and then we head to Winnipeg, and then we come back here and play Alberta, and then the U of S. So 3 of our first 4 weekends are pretty huge for us. So yeah. Come check us out.
Yeah, no, it is. Like I said, it's the hidden gem. Kane, before we let you go, we're kind of having some fun here over the next week. I got to ask you, Christmas-wise, Christmas food-wise, maybe it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, what's the one thing you have to have? Could be a drink, could be a sweet, could be a food. What is it?
Honestly, my mom makes the best stuffing in the world. She doesn't stuff it in a bird, but honestly... Okay. I hope she's listening because she was toying with making it this year. So, Mom, there you go. SportsCage heard it. Make the stuffing.
Stuffing is on the list. A lot of people love their stuffing. Michaela, congratulations. Lots of fun. We'll be keeping tabs on things. Continued success to you, and thanks for taking some time today.
Thank you guys for what you do for sports in Saskatchewan. Appreciate it.
Right on. Thank you very much. Women's basketball coach, Michaela Kleisinger, they're number 7 in the nation, 16-1. And that Prairie West division, like she said, no joke. Regina, Saskatchewan, Calgary, and Alberta are all 10-0. That's good basketball. I love it. All right, it's Cage. Go to break here. We'll come back, ticker, and we'll get to some of your text messages. We are on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM. Okay, we don't know about any cancellations hockey-wise when it comes to some of these, so if you do have them, let us know. Currently, in the second period of play at the World Junior A Challenge, Canada West is up 1-0 on Canada East in the semifinal game there. In the dub tonight, Saskatoon's hosting Lethbridge. Prince Albert is in Swift Current. Moose Jaw is in Medicine Hat. SJHL Warman welcomes Weyburn. Melville's in Estevan. Flin Flon in the Battlefords. That's an interesting matchup there. And Humboldt and Melfort, 7:30 puck drop at the Northern Lights Palace. Sask Male U18 AAA Midget. Battlefords are at the Moose Jaw Warriors. 7 p.m. puck drop in the Jaw. The Mandy Schwartz Memorial Tournament continues at Notre Dame. Also using Milestone and Avonlea sheets there. You can check the website for game times. And National Lacrosse League action tonight. Ottawa hosting the Saskatchewan Rush at 6:30. SportsCage.com poll today. Have you attended a Saskatchewan Rush game? You can vote at sportscage.com. It's for the Bundle and Save event with Reliance Heath. Rent a new water heater and softener together and get $400 in cash back. Call on Reliance today. All right. A lot of people were participating in this yesterday, and it's fun. And so far, Colson, our Festive Feast bracket for next week, pierogies is the 1 seed. I have sour cabbage. I can't believe I'm saying this. Sour cabbage rolls as the number 2 seed. The amount of sour cabbage roll votes we had yesterday, unreal. The 3 seed is regular cabbage rolls.
Yep.
Stuffing is sitting at the 4th seed, and then there's jam. Turkey's not in yet. Ham's not in yet. Kubasaw's not in yet. I just had a buddy, Studenettes, head cheese. I went through the stories yesterday. Studenettes might make it as an 8th seed. I told the story yesterday when my parents used to make it. That big silver pot would come out. Once I got to high school, I had to hide my clothes. You don't want to be going like on a date or anywhere. He's like, hey, there's stinky Barney walking around smelling like Studenettes, which is boiled pig's feet. So, and then apple pie is making a late run.
Yeah, making a late push.
Rum and eggnog. I bet you Eric Francis will vote rum and eggnog. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, 936-6262. We're giving away a hat today. Everybody that text messages in. What do we got?
I was going to say, at the end of this bracket, I feel like we're just going to get roasted like the college committee anyways, so.
That's okay. We got thick skin. Trevor in Regina texted in, crazy trade by the Oilers. Skinner was not the problem. Team D is the issue. I tend to agree with Trevor here. Skinner was a top WHL tender. He will absolutely be fine in Pittsburgh. Jari is a good tender as well when healthy. This was a PR move by the Oilers. Skinner was a scapegoat. He is young, needed to get outside the fishbowl. I agree. And he has sweet closets. I wonder if they'll still run the closet commercial. But Jari now is in the fishbowl, but he's played there. Hey, guys, John the Habs fan. The Oilers got fleeced on this deal. Let's not kill ourselves. They gave up too much for a goalie that has similar stats to Skinner. Your defense is weak. You already lost Kulak, and you got back Stastny for a 3rd-round pick. Sure, in the 2nd in 2029, but this isn't a good deal for the Oilers. We get what you're saying, John. I agree. Dan in Regina, we've had a couple of people message this. I think Tim and Phil as well. Basically the same thing. Why throw in Kulak? Doesn't that make Edmonton's defense worse? Kulak was a serviceable. Maybe not playing great this year, but he was good. So, Dan, we got that. But we got a break, and we got some other ones here, some longer ones I'll read when we come back. 936-6262. Having fun, playing for a hat today or giving away a hat. We also got rider tickets, Pat tickets to give away in hour number 2, and Last Mountain Distillery's coming in. See what they're going to serve for us today. Lots of fun. It's a Sports Cage for Nelson Holmes on 620 CKRM. Welcome back to the Friday edition. Hopefully you're staying warm out there. Take care of those pets. I guess if you're out there cattle ranching and doing all that too, it's a tough gig in this cold weather.
Oh, it's
Tough
the
gig
worst.
all the time.
All the time, but yeah, in the middle of winter.
Yeah. Greg from the Piffles podcast is with me. Colson's on the other side of things, making sure things are buttoned up, and he's taking all the text messages that we're getting for the hat today, and then also compiling our bracket. Festive Feast bracket. Just had another vote for sour cabbage rolls. And Tony says goat or lamb curry. For Christmas, Tony?
What about a nice Christmas goose?
Oh, yeah. That'd be like sharky. So many things to get to in this hour. Last Mountain's going to come back with Sprinkle of the Day coming up in a bit. Let's start with this. And again, 936-6262, Prairie Land Rentals text line. We talked about the Skinner-Jari trade this morning. And most people that are messaging in are saying, lack of a better term, Oilers got fleeced a bit. Pittsburgh wins the trade.
100% they win this trade.
And you're a Pittsburgh fan.
I don't care if I'm a biased Pittsburgh fan. 100% they won this trade. The Dirty Flyers could have made this trade, and I would say it was a good trade.
Why give who was the text messages? There's a few of them, and I didn't get it either. It's like, why Kulak in the deal? Like, can't you make this deal happen without Kulak in it? And your general manager,
Yeah.
Dubas,
Yeah.
has track record is so.
Yeah, I know.
Less than so.
Yeah, he hasn't been the also wondered kid everyone thought he was.
Yeah. Analytics, right?
Yeah.
Not everything is data out there, but I don't get that respect. Now, both goalies, I think it's fair to say, and for most people, are thinking fresh start for both goalies.
Fresh start for both goalies, and like I said, you're basically just flipping one goalie for another. Their stats were essentially mirrored last year's, so they just both need a fresh start.
The other thing, while we're on this, it was released today. Colson's going to get it up if you're watching the stream. There is an inside video of the rink in Italy that is supposed to host
75 days.
Hockey.
75 days.
If you're watching the stream, there it is. 75 days away. Now, I'm no carpenter. I'm not in construction. You are more on this kind of side of work for your real job in life. But now those seats look covered. Okay, so the seats are in. And if you're listening on the radio, I'm going to try and paint this picture. There are boards around the rink. Then there's massive gaps. So it doesn't look like there's benches yet or penalty boxes unless you can't see them.
No, there's not there.
And there's just a lot of construction work going around. There's forklifts and
That one
scissor
wall's not
lifts.
even finished yet.
I was gonna say, what's with that wall?
The back wall?
Yeah,
It's a giant video screen.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, in the renderings I've seen. Give them credit. They got the roof on. Mm-hmm. That's news from last time I saw
Has it
it.
rained there yet?
Yeah.
Do we know that does the roof work?
Roofing's half the battle. Just ask the Cooperative Center.
And if all else fails, just chuck tarps up. Just buy a bunch of tarps. Okay, so it's 75 days out.
Here's the thing. I thought it was Olympic protocol that these buildings had to be functioning 1 year in advance of the competition.
I think a lot of people thought that.
Because I remember that when we last time Canada hosted, it was a priority to get these facilities built under test conditions before they went live. And the fact is, they ain't going to be testing nothing on this one.
I think it was Farhan we were talking with when he said he was in Europe for the last Europe Olympics and they were down to the wire again. So it's just...
Well, Sochi.
Yeah.
I remember Sochi. And there was a lot.
Oh, it was shoddily made in Sochi. Don't get me wrong.
The village, the stories that the athletes have about the athletes' village.
Well, the former rider Tommy Quinn had to break out of a bathroom, kick himself through a bathroom door because the door got jammed when he
Remember that story
when he went in. Yeah.
75 days out. Now, I was talking to Dave Sanger, who puts in ice and he's kind of an expert ice guy, a couple weeks ago. And I said, like, what? And they're playing so much hockey on this ice. The women are playing on it. Men are playing on it like 3 games a day. He said, if you got a good plant and you got things pretty dialed inside, he goes, you're okay. He said, remember the bubble and how much hockey was played on the Rogers Place and in Toronto. Yeah. He goes, you're good there. But
that's existing infrastructure.
I'm thinking it, and I'm like, if you don't get it test everything from the ice and the slab and that and all, like the plant, but then the inside temperature too.
But we're not even talking that. Like, we're talking a fully functional arena where they're going to expect people to buy food, use the washrooms, tickets, like lighting, plumbing. Everything needs to be put through its rigors, and it won't be.
Their best bet might be call up Queen City Vending that at the Wick Arena and find out how many vending machines you can just start chucking on the concourse. Because, or just have tables set up. Fundraisers for like
just a lineup of portos outside just in case the plumbing doesn't work.
The bathrooms, if there's an issue there.
Yeah.
The gap between, that's what I was looking at, Ed. The gap, Colson's story, I know, go again. Like, look at the gap between, but sometimes international, you see that. Look at the gap between the boards and the first, like where the stands are.
Yep.
So I don't know if are they putting something there still? They're going to fill something in there, right? You'd have to think, or maybe that's how it's going to be. And it's like usually a track.
That's usually the last thing they put in though, right? Especially in the arenas where they flip between basketball, a concert and whatever.
How the hell do I know?
I've just seen a ton of time lapses. That's all I know.
Yeah, so have I. Utah's been really good at doing those this year, but
that Utah, right? If you're bored one night, go through the construction or what they did to the Utah Delta Center, the Renos this past summer.
Yep,
and how they made the stand. They're very steep.
Oh, very steep,
but they made it work.
Yeah,
that Ryan Smith is doing some good things there.
Yeah, he fully bought in when he bought the Mammoth. That's for sure.
Backwards hat guy.
Yeah.
Another good one is a time lapse. This is a few years back because it was when the Clippers were still when it was the Rogers Center or whatever. No, Staples Center in LA. But the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Kings were all in the playoffs at the same time. So you'd go
remember that one, yeah.
One basketball game one night, hockey the next night, different basketball game the next night, and they were just cycling. And I'm like, I do not envy that crew.
Yeah. Like getting that glass in and up and out and all that. Like even when they do it at the Brand Center for concerts, I think it's quite, you get all the orange coats out there ripping around and making things happen. I'm trying to remember who we interviewed on the Monday Nooner, and they played in New York at MSG, and they talked about how crazy it was playing there because you'd be like coming in. Who was it? Was it Rich Pilon? No, because he was on the island. They were coming in for a game, and the circus was just moving out. So there was like elephants and they were like navigating around it to go to their locker room.
Well, that's it too. Like in those multi-use stadiums, like an MSG, you could have Knicks, Rangers, and then Billy Joel the next night. Like
Piano Man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Every show we get back to Billy Joel.
Best concert I've ever been to. Hands
Every time I'm on the radio, we get back to Billy Joel.
Let's go through Billy Joel's catalog for the next 40 minutes. No, but and then they got college basketball that plays out of there.
Yep.
A lot. And different concerts and circuses and it's quite the undertaking. But anyways, 75 days out, and that's what they're dealing with at the arena in Italy. That the players are going. There has to be at this point now a backup plan.
Well, you would hope so.
Come on.
But like,
I don't think it's North America like some people are thinking.
No, it won't be. If Davos, Switzerland, if anything.
Turin, Davos.
Yeah, something like that. But
on my bucket list, if my wife's listening, by the way, Davos.
If I'm the NHL though, going forward, if this is the way it's going to be, we're not touching another NHL. We're not touching another Olympics unless it's in North America.
or unless we have like our hands all over the facility.
Exactly.
Because how does it go? Like Salt Lake the next one? Winter Olympics?
I believe so. Yes. Yes, it's North America. 100% it's North America.
Winter Olympics. 2026? No. The next one, the French Alps in France.
Oh, right, Francais.
Yeah. So and then
2034 is in Utah.
Yeah.
well, ways away. Yeah, I remember the Sochi debacle. I think it was more the athletes' village, but other thing we talk about. Still no news on Phillip Rivers. Hasn't come down. I thought they were supposed to make their decision here this afternoon on if he plays. If you missed Farhan Lalji in hour 1, we're going to play that again in hour 3. He is going to the game. The Colts and Seahawks. I have to watch it. I think a lot of football fans out there, you'll have to watch this. It's not the age. I haven't asked your take on this yet. It's not the age. It's the 5 years away from the game.
That's the biggest one, I think. And don't get me wrong, like he's admitted he's not in the shape he used to be in, which is fair. Understandable. But the fact remains is it's still the National Football League. You still need to play at a high level, and like Farhan was saying, it's not the he wasn't at the top of his game on his way out to begin with.
You got the Rivers clip ready? Okay, so here, did you hear this today?
No.
Okay, I think this was today or yesterday. One of the reporters, poor Phil, one of the reporters asking him basically about his appearance and weight.
Right this second? I'm not sure, Greg. How about that? That's an honest answer. I will answer your question a little better on the playing weight, Greg, and not what it was when I walked up the field in Buffalo. All right, I can tell you that. But then I'll follow that up with I ain't never ran away from anybody anyway. Right? So I'm gonna. They people say, well, they're gonna know you're gonna be right there, and it's like, well, they knew that for 16, 17 years. So
that's actually really funny.
That offensive line is gonna have to lock in. Like he's not kidding. He ain't going anywhere. And this is probably a good week that I got the bye week in my fantasy football week with Taylor on my roster, because I think they're just going to be teeing off on the run game all game.
Yes. Yeah. Quick stuff. Run game. Swing passes. Screens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Farhan said, like, he thinks he's going to embarrass himself.
This is the worst team he could have lined up against.
Yes, another thing. It doesn't get any easier.
No, it doesn't. Like I said, it's the National Football League. It's a very good league with a guy who hasn't played in 5 years.
Jeez.
There had to be someone else. Like, I see Cam Newton out there going, it's a slap to the face they didn't call me. And yes, he's fewer years out.
Cam Newton, as Patriot fans.
No, I agree. Hey, I know. Hey, Cam Newton.
He was dog.
Yeah. He wasn't good. I'm just saying, but he played more snaps more recently than Phillip Rivers did.
Not good snaps.
I never said good. I said more.
Well,
listen to the qualifier. I said more, not good.
Tony Romo's only 45. Michael Vick's only 45. Ryan Fitzpatrick's only 43, and he's 2 years removed. And he was serviceable. Bad, awful beard, but he was serviceable.
The fact that the Colts made all those moves at the trade deadline and didn't have a backup quarterback seems to be a massive failure of the front office.
Colts fans, yeah, you probably deserve better here. They were
looking good. They were looking good. Like Daniel Jones had a renaissance.
I know. But it was like every weekend I was waiting, not for him to get hurt. I was waiting for him to puke on himself.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for. Hey, I had him on my bench, my fantasy roster. Going, there's no way this is going to last. Like, there's no way.
It's very similar to the Patriots.
Yeah.
People aren't believing in what we're going on. Now we are sitting. Let's go to Sports Select. And let's tackle this. I don't know, a sprinkle of the day we can look, Colson, at the NFL schedule coming up on Sunday. But the Patriots are hosting the Buffalo Bills. They're hosting the Buffalo Bills. They are
home dogs, aren't they?
Ahead.
Oh, they are.
Sports Select now, the point spread, 1.5. 1.5 point underdog are the Patriots. I got to figure it's going to be a close game. But you see it there. If you're watching the stream, you can go to Sports Select. You can, on your phone, on your computer, you can make your picks online now. Take the QR code to the Lotto Spot retailer. They scan it. You're locked in. Every bet's 100% legal. And, of course, chance of winning cash in hand must be 18 plus to play. 49.5 is the over-under. I don't want to touch that because I don't know how it's going to go. But I think, and you can play, has the little S there. Mm-hmm. You can play that as a standalone. Like, you can just play that game now in Sports Select. So I think I drill the Patriots to cover. But then why not just take the money line? Well, then they got to win by 3.
I'm taking I'm taking the money line.
You got to win by 3, though.
Yeah.
You got to win by more than 3. Sorry, that's the beauty part. So take the tie. You're 315 odds on the tie for that one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll dabble in that. I still got a few hours to figure it out. I could be like Luke Mullender, change things at the last hour. Look at some of these other odds. Jacksonville's a 13.5 point favorite taking on the New York Jets.
The Jets are bad. Jets bad.
Chargers and Chiefs, that's a huge game. The Chiefs are 5.5 point favorites. The Chargers all day there. That Chargers defense, I had no idea, and I lost my blouse and slacks on Monday night, but doubling down on Philly. And I'm like, Philly's coming back in this game. And the halftime bet, boom. Nope, they lost.
They did.
San Diego's secondary is so good.
And the Chiefs ain't that good this year.
Chiefs get cooked. They're cooked if they lose this.
Oh, they're 100%.
A lot of people think they're cooked right now.
I think I'm on that boat. I think they are.
Here's another question. While people are texting in wanting a hat, you're texting in your food or what you think about the rink in Milan. What's a more hated franchise? Patriots or the Chiefs? Colson, I'll let you answer that because Greg and I obviously are Patriot fans. And I think your brother's a big Patriots fan. But really, who's more hated?
I have to think on that one for a minute because in its heyday, the Patriots were absolutely hated. Mm-hmm. But there was also a bit of respect because it was like, you've been doing this for so long. To keep doing it, you got to have a little bit of respect for it. The Chiefs just kind of surged and I think a lot of people felt arrogant about it. And then just kept running people over. So that could be recency bias. But
I was going to say there's probably a lot of recency bias on that one. And let's be honest, there's a lot of... It's easy to hate the Chiefs with some of the people on the peripheral of that team, whether it be Taylor Swift or Mahomes' wife or his brother or...
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of extra drama that happened. The Patriots, you didn't hear a lot coming out of that locker room.
You had Bunchen, though, Giselle,
right,
and
but
Gronk was a bit of a dope.
The only thing I really remember the Giselle kind of crossing the line was when she said after they lost to the Giants that, when he couldn't, Tom couldn't catch the ball too, so what do you want to do about it? Like, okay.
That was aggressive.
It was aggressive. She's not wrong.
That was aggressive. I would think... The only thing, though, the Patriots, I don't know why I disliked the Chiefs. I disliked the Chiefs before they were even winning. And it was more because Kelsey, they were like so arrogant. And I'm like, you have not won. They were the Washington Capitals of the NFL. Washington for years couldn't get over the hump. Get over the hump.
They thought they acted like they were 5-time champions before they even won one.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Yep.
But Bill Belichick is such a surly, hateable guy.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas Andy Reid is more the lovable uncle, must hug him, big guy. So I think that's the one thing where the Patriots had some of the players people hated. maybe the wife or whatever, but you really despise the head coach.
Yep, I can see that.
Whereas the Chiefs, you're kind of like, and then I always forget,
This is
Spagnuolo.
Yep.
Like, that guy is unbelievable at what he does on the defensive side of the ball. But then he's a lot like Josh McDaniels, which I think he's kind of resigned to the fact that I'm never going to try head coaching again because it hasn't worked for me.
Well, that's it. Like, not everyone can be a head coach, and Josh McDaniel has proven that a couple times.
Yeah, although it still baffles me that he beat the Patriots with Tim Tebow, and I'm like, what? And that was like Tom Brady. They had the boys. They had the dogs there too, and they beat him. But he is, I think, one of the probably reasons it's not getting talked about a lot on why the Patriots where they are this year.
Oh, 100%.
Like, he is so good, and working with May, whatever they got going on there, and they still have cap room to like.
Well, and that's it. Like, yes, the Patriots went and spent some money this past offseason on especially on the defensive side of the ball. Vrabel's a hell of a coach. McDaniel's coming back is a huge thing. Mm-hmm. But like, a lot of this team is the team they had last year. It's definitely coaching. Like, Gerard Mayo was not. I don't know what they saw him as a head coach.
Okay, here, back to sprinkle of the day. Here's what I might do Sunday. Here's what I might do. You know, I like my ties. Love my 3-game combo pick.
Got you in a lot of trouble recently.
I was
out of it.
I was 0 for 9 until Wednesday night on my last 9 bets. Whatever. If I was
to a coin, that's what Steve had to do before he started winning on Piffle's picks.
If I was a pro, I wouldn't be doing this here right now. I'd be down in the desert if I was really good at this. But I love me the ties. Okay, this Detroit LA Rams game too is very intriguing, and the Rams are a 6-point favorite. Unless there's something about Detroit that I don't know about injury wise. But okay, so let's go Patriots and Bills tie. That's going to be a 3-point game. Pro Line, Sports Select, a tie is anything 3 and under. Then I like Baltimore Cincy tie. Division game, always close. 2 tough teams. Let's go tie there too.
2 bad teams.
So then we have 2 of our ties. Washington, New York Giants. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to bet it. I don't want anything to do with it.
That game is the reason why they invented the Red Zone channel.
Yeah. Where else am I going to go if I wanted 2 more ties? I don't know if I can. Unless that Chiefs KC game is tight. Chiefs will hang around, I think.
Chiefs. Who are the Chiefs playing against? Or you said Chiefs KC?
Mm-hmm. No, Chiefs are playing San Diego. Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, Chargers, right.
Here's another game that's got tie written all over it. 2.5 point spread. Packers Broncos in Denver. Or does Denver just blow them out?
I think Denver wins that one in a walk.
Okay, so we can take Denver because 270 to win by more than 3.
Yeah.
Titans San Fran. What's the Monday nighter? It's always nice to curl up with a ticket and let her all ride on a Monday night in front of the fire.
Dolphins Steelers?
That's a great game. Oh, I don't know what to do now. Anyway, I got 3. I'm going to have to regroup. Sports Select, like I said, you can make your picks online now. Generate the code. Go to your Lotto Spot retailer. Bingo, bango, you're good to go. Okay, we're going to break here. It's a Sports Cage for Nelson Holmes on Friday. Streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com and on 620 CKRM. Okay, let's go around the horn here. Greg, clutch performer, who do you got?
Obviously, Cal Dubas for his brilliant fleecing of the Oilers today.
Good one. Colson's. I have a tough time not saying Phillip Rivers, just for everything that's gone on. Even if he plays on Sunday, if he doesn't play, I think it's wild. If you missed it in hour 1, you can go back and listen to podcast form or watch it later. But we interviewed Michaela Kleisinger from the University of Regina Cougars basketball team. Talk about them being good. 16-1 overall record, perfect 10-0 in Canada West. Now it gets tight, it gets tough. Second half of the campaign or after the Christmas break here, but I'd say her, and it's her first year as interim coach.
Yeah.
Talk about it, Colson.
I'm just trying to grab the video of mine, but it won't download. So
paint a picture.
Basically, halftime football games, you've got the marching band, right? That goes out. Oh, it's almost done downloading now. You've got the marching band that goes out. Well, North Dakota is also known for their hockey team, right?
Yes.
So the marching band goes on the ice for one of their hockey games, and it didn't download. And they get the tuba player on skates.
Oh, no.
And he's doing laps and just doing laps. There is no biff at all. But he's just showing off like he is an actual pro at it. Everyone else is just standing UND playing their music.
Really?
And he's just doing laps. And I was like, dang, all right. So once I get the video, I'll show you. But yeah,
if he really wants to impress me, do an axle with that tuba.
Cool, yeah. Triple sow cow.
Let's see a jump. Come on. Where's the artistic integrity on this one?
Maybe fits into clutch performer. Tough news. Tough news for the Moose Jaw Warriors. Lyndon Lakovic going to be out for the rest of the season. Looks like he needs surgery for an upper body injury. And it's unfortunate because he is such a good player. Yep. Now, there's rumors that Moose Jaw wasn't going to move him, but he was the trade bait to get to home, which is Kelowna, which is the Memorial Cup. This is just me thinking out loud how it would have went down, and Moose Jaw would have
cleaned up.
Well, so tough news for Lyndon, and then obviously the Warriors as well. Shout out also Malachi Martin from the Regina Pat Canadians. Good story. Grinding, just big, tough guy, having a heck of a year for the Pat Seas this year. His first year with the Pat Seas. He's one of the older guys that they brought in. Called up by the Prince Albert Raiders.
Nice.
Playing for the Prince Albert Raiders, I think it is tonight in a cold, swift current. So that just love everything about those stories when kids grind. Yeah, it's there it is. PA Raiders are called up 17-year-old Malachi Martin tonight in swift current. So good on there. And I think there was a couple other Patsies that got called up. So the text message is coming in already.
I've got the video for mine now if you want to see it.
All right. If you're watching the stream, I'm actually interested.
Comes out like a house of fire.
Is that funny? He is just booking it around the ice.
A little short track speed skating action here. What is going on here?
With his tuba. Oh, that's classic. That's fantastic stuff. Clutch performers for Nick Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fent dealer. We're going to break. We're coming back with some holiday spirits with our friends from Last Mountain Distillery. It's the Sports Cage on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM. Okay, still more to get to. Trevor and Wowoda just texted in. Good trade by the Oilers. Even if Skinner plays reasonably well this year, that's a good season and 2 Stanley Cup finals. As a UFA next year, that's $5 by $5 mil all day long. Do you really want to spend $25 mil on 5 more years of inconsistent goaltending? Okay. Making sense. Lions and Rams tie. Someone's calling out in Pierogieville, Yorkton. That's what he says. Lions and Rams tie. Like, you thinking 3-point, or are you thinking like you thinking an actual tie, like in the book in Vegas? Well, that's Pat. How about you? He listened to the show yesterday. Barney, how about you give out your mother's mushroom sauce recipe on the Sports Cage that you rave about? Sure would like it. That I could try, Pat. I think if my wife's listening, I think she has it or she knows. Maybe I'll do that next week. I'm going up there this week. I'll ask Mom. So can you just give it to me? How do you put in the mushroom sauce? Oh, it's odd. I'm getting so hungry right now talking about it. Let's just stop talking about pierogies and mushroom sauce. It's a Sports Cage case. So we've been doing this, and we're doing it again next week as we lead up. We are local. We love everybody that supports local. Last Mountain Distillery out in Lumsden, Saskatchewan. One of the owners, founders, Meredith Schmidt, is with.
Twister.
Yeah, I know. Is with us here on the cage. There, see if you're watching the stream. So now, last week it was the old fashions.
Braden got it easy.
Braden and he knew I was an old-fashioned guy. So he was scared, but he put that cherry in that cherry juice. Ended up having 3. Went to the Pats game with the boys. Was a little bit cross-eyed. I won the 50-50.
Happy Friday to you.
I think it all has to do with the...
It's all about the old-fashioned. It's what you drink before the game.
That's right, exactly. Okay, so what do we
Before,
make?
after, during. That's my go-to.
What are we
All of it.
making today?
All of it. Okay, I'm going to make a chocolate hazelnut martini.
Ooh.
Cream martini. So not like true martini, but a cream martini.
Okay.
So nothing but alcohol in this.
Okay, so what
we
do you-
like to serve our alcohol straight.
We have the Last Mountain chocolate hazelnut liqueur.
So yeah, it's going to be chocolate hazelnut liqueur. So basically half chocolate hazelnut liqueur.
Half of what?
Half of what I'm putting in.
Oh, that's a full shot.
That's a full shot.
Okay,
Mhm. Yep.
I like it.
Yep. And then half hazelnut cream liqueur.
This is like for your coffees and stuff too.
The cream is, yeah.
Yeah,
The cream is like a Bailey's kind of ish,
Yeah,
right?
a lot of people
Like,
are buying this. I actually bought a bunch for clients.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And you can only get it at the distillery. You can get it.
Yes, everything that I am serving and putting in this is only available at the distillery. So
Perfect.
basically everything that we sell in retail stores is more of our kind of streamlined
Yeah.
stuff. So our vodka, our dill pickle, our spiced rum, very popular one. So this is our vanilla vodka. Little extra kick to it.
Jeez. So we got 3 different alcohols in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And some ice in the shaker.
Love it.
And then I did rim the cups with some Nutella just for a little extra chocolate hazelnut. Yeah. Except this pours really poorly. So in an effort not to make a huge
That's okay.
mess.
That's okay.
Yeah. We'll just do it this way.
Look at this. Is Curtis coming in?
I messaged him.
We've got 4, so
Yeah, Colson won't indulge, but that if Curtis doesn't walk through that door, I might have 2, which is okay. Or Greg, you can have 2. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
I'll hand this one
Pass
down
them along.
to Greg. The Nutella on the
Rimmer.
cup. Yeah. Okay. So here it is. What is this called?
Chocolate hazelnut martini, cream martini. It's
Cheers.
important 'cause-
Cheers.
Yeah.
The Boja.
Yeah.
Queen.
Not even gonna sip it. Hey, you're just gonna do the straight shot.
Yeah, martini's a sipping drink, and can't take Barney to a martini bar, apparently.
As soon as I get this cup in my hand, this is the shot
You're
cup.
like, these are the shot. Well, I didn't want to overserve anyone.
Is there honestly any more? That was so good.
It is very good. It
Yeah.
is very good.
I want to sip it now. Okay,
I can make you a little more. It's pretty easy to make.
hazelnut cream liqueur, which I show it up on the screen again.
Yeah, so that's
you can buy it.
this
And
one.
this is for coffees and everything.
Yeah. Yep, and that's a rum base. And then this is kind of the money one. This is our chocolate hazelnut truffle vodka. So that's a vodka base. Yeah, so mix the 2 together, and then the vanilla vodka just like really makes it all pop.
I love this.
It was good.
Okay,
You guys need some more.
I do. We're gonna break.
This,
and I got-
this, in fact, does taste like more. That's exactly what this tastes
it's
We're gonna rename it more.
like. More.
okay. So all this stuff's still available at the distillery. People need to come to the distillery to get it.
Yeah.
And then how about any of those advent calendars still out there?
We do have a couple left. We're under 10, yeah, but there are a couple advent calendars left, yeah.
And then the
I think I say that, but I wasn't actually in the office today, so maybe don't quote me on
And
that.
then
Call
last
first.
week, the pre-made old fashions. I bought a bunch of those. There's some guys out there at the hockey last week that heard it, and they're like, "Hey, I had to go buy it."
Nice.
And then the other guy was like, "Do they have like a Bailey's-ish thing?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yep,
Yeah.
just bought it." Obviously, I'm the gin guy.
You are the gin guy.
I love the gin.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yep.
forward. I think it's next week or something. We're trying to gin drink. Or
Yeah, I think
Braden
Braden's
said.
going to make a gin fizz
Yeah.
next week, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is so. We're gonna go to break. 'Cause then
Barney's going to have another one.
I want some more. Meredith from Last Mountain Distillery. Get out there and support them. And Christmas shopping, perfect stocking stuffers, gift exchanges.
Lots of minis. We got lots of little minis for stocking stuffers. They're like every flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, the gin ones are really good. They fit well in a golf bag.
Yes, that too.
I know that. It's a Sports Cage streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. Trevor Blevins and his team, Canada West, up 2-0 final. Final now, it says. How is that? 2-0 final, a final in overtime. Hockey Canada, something wrong with your site. But Canada West was leading Canada East 1-0. It says 2-0. The game is over. They will advance. Sweden, United States tonight at the World Junior A Challenge. Oh, was that a good drink? Western Hockey League tonight. Saskatoon Blades hosting Lethbridge. Prince Albert and Malachi Martin in Swift Current to take on the Broncos. Moose Jaw Warriors are at Medicine Hat Tigers. SJHL Warman plays host to Weyburn. Melville travels to Estevan. Flin Flons in the Battleford. Great tilt there. And Humboldt's at Melfort. U18 AAA in Moose Jaw. The powerful Warriors hosting the Battleford Stars. Everything is going on at the Mandy Schwartz Memorial Tournament in Wilcox, Avonlea, and Milestone. You can find out more by visiting the website. And then National Lacrosse League tonight. Saskatchewan Rush in Ottawa to take on the Black Bears. It's for Extreme Hockey and Sport, home of the price match guarantee. And right now is their 12 days of Christmas giveaways. Any purchase from today until the 24th is entered to win gift cards, mystery minis, Yeti packages, Aloe packages. That's that new fancy gear a lot of the females are wearing out there. Custom Bauer sticks, TS hockey packages, Peak packages, and more. Over $4,300 worth of giveaways. Extreme Hockey and Sport, local. They support local, and they're the home of the price match guarantee. As Meredith sticks around to make us another drink, we have some time to kill. I'm going to go to the Prairie Land Rentals text line and get through some of these. I don't know if I want to read that one. Glad I did that. Too many people bet on sports when they could put the money into their family, Roscoe says. Maybe it's just a couple of bucks. Yeah, trust me, Roscoe, I'm playing with like pigeon money. It's nothing bad. We have some entries from the Schultz family. Traveling for the Festive Feast bracket. Christmas pudding salad, lemon and marshmallow.
I'm pulling a picture. Give me one sec.
You can never go wrong with dark turkey meat. See, that's one thing I don't eat.
Dark turkey meat at all?
I don't eat dark chicken and dark. It was my sisters that always, when I was a young kid, they got me thinking it was gross. But then, mind you, I ate Studenettes, head cheese when I was a kid, and they never helped me that. I don't know. So that's our turkey might not make the bracket. I guess turkey isn't as that big.
That's pudding salad.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's for those listening and not watching. It's literally just like Jell-O and pudding with marshmallows. You throw in some orange slices so you pretend it's healthy. It's a dessert that you serve during supper.
The old ambrosia salad type thing.
Yeah, that might be the same thing, just different name.
Ron and Deb, ask Meredith if they might consider making a blueberry or Haskap gin.
Why don't we have a Saskatoon?
Hold on, your mic's not on.
Oh, okay.
We got to bring you back on now.
We have a Saskatoon vodka. We've looked at doing Haskap something. We've kind of explored it. I don't know.
What is that?
Haskaps, they're a berry. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to see them at the farmer's market. They're like an orange kind of, I think they're kind of citrusy. Yep. That might make a really good gin. I don't know. We've tried, we have a basil lime gin for like a variant of a gin. Flavored stuff sometimes is just hit or miss.
Rose and Regina pierogies at Christmas. Rose, that is the number one seed. Thank you for messaging in. What's your must-have at Christmas? You get one food.
Oh.
Or something sweet.
Prime rib.
What?
Can I say that?
That's Terry in Montana yesterday said prime rib. You're living good if you're eating prime rib
dinner. No, that's been like our treat Christmas Day. Basically forever.
How hungry am I right now?
I'm going to go deep fried turkey all the time. The fact that
deep fried?
Oh, I flash fry a bird every year.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Like at Christmas?
The juiciest bird. Oh yeah, of course. I'm out there with my drink in hand, doing the old, kind of look like Christmas Vacation though, but yeah.
I kind of want to try it.
Oh, it's good.
Watch
juiciest bird you'll ever have. Beer butter injection in it. It's great.
Kevin in Regina submitted his bid to co-host every Friday with the Last Mountain Hits.
I think I know who that is.
But next Friday, I'm up in Saskatoon. I got next Friday off. I'm up in Saskatoon hockey tournament. So I think you guys are coming Thursday.
Thursday?
Maybe it's 2 days.
Thursday?
Wednesday,
I think it's
back to
Wednesday,
backs
Thursday.
next week. Let's get after it.
Yeah.
So 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals text line. If it's the Skinner trade you want to talk about, if you want to be like Rose and vote on pierogies, I still don't. Sausage ain't going to make it. Kubasa. Do you have sausage at Christmas?
No.
No? You?
Mm-mm.
See?
No. Maybe an appetizer sometimes, like before the meal.
Maybe it's me and my
Depends what
family.
time we eat.
She's turkey and ham, pierogies, mashed potatoes, gravy.
Stuffing?
Oh, stuffing, yeah. Big stuffing. Big stuffing guy.
No, they're prime rib.
What do you have with prime rib?
Potatoes, kind of classic.
I am so
salad
hungry.
buns.
My wife makes that coating on the outside of the prime rib and then that's boss. That's so good. Okay, so we got still more to come on the show. Stay tuned. If you want to go to the Pats game tomorrow night, it's Teddy Bear Toss night. Take it on the Kelowna Rockets. 6 p.m. puck drop. You want to stay tuned in the next few minutes here. Coming up in hour 3, Eric Francis, our NHL insider. Yes, I had to pre-record it because he was flying to Los Angeles today for the Flames dad trip. So we get into that. He tells a really good story on one of the parent trips from a few years ago. We get into the trade a bit as well. So Eric Francis is coming up, and then we are going to run Farhan Lalji again in hour 2. Talk to Farhan, and still nothing has come down on the Phillip Rivers if he actually is playing in Seattle. But Farhan says he is going to the game in Seattle on Sunday. I can't wait to watch it. I don't know. It's not the same time as the Patriots game. They play Seattle will be the late game.
Yeah, it should be.
Patriots Bills. Let's go. And thanks to whoever texted in to help me with my bets. I don't know. Lions and Rams a tie. That might be a 3-point game.
Could be.
But I don't know why they have a 6-point. Sports Select, and something we don't know about the Lions. Maybe. So still more to come. Hour 3. It's for Nelson Holmes on Friday. They are RTMs and home packages for 65 years. Stay tuned. We're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com. Before we go to that, let's throw it over to our man Dante talking about Teddy Bear Toss Night. Dante DeCaria, voice of the Regina Pats, is with us here on the Sports Cage. Dante, tomorrow, December 13th, Teddy Bear Toss Night.
Teddy Bear Mayhem.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's going to be at the Brandt Center, Barney. Really looking forward to this game. This is the 29th annual Teddy Bear Toss game. It's always a really fun night, and it's always a fun night because, A, it's so cool to see who's going to score that Teddy Bear Toss goal. Last year it was Jace Egglin just over 2 minutes into the hockey game against Moose Jaw. This year we'll have to see who it is against the Kelowna Rockets. For people coming out to the Brandt Center, make sure to bring a stuffed toy. You can bring out multiple if you want. Not too big because the big ones usually don't go and don't get donated. But it's going to a great cause, to families in need. The Salvation Army will be there picking up the bears, and we'll be dropping them off at the hospital here in town and, to various different charities and, of course, some schools across the city. So really looking forward to this event, obviously ahead of the holiday season, right?
Absolutely. And it's a 6 p.m. puck drop tomorrow against the Kelowna Rockets. Kelowna Rockets, a team that only comes here every 2 years. What do we know? One of their shooters obviously is off with the World Junior team, but what do we know about the Rockets coming in?
Yeah, I think they actually have 2 players at the World Juniors.
Oh, yeah.
Thomas Politan is currently getting ready to play with Czechia for the World Juniors. Not too sure if he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. We obviously know that TJ Ginla will not be in the lineup, as Al Miller has scooped him up with Team Canada as they look to finally get back at the top and win a gold medal after maybe some, I guess not very good 2 last couple of showcases at the World Juniors. So still a very good team. They're in the middle of the Western Conference standings at the time that we're doing this interview. They're currently in 6th. They've got 32 points this season. They're playing the 3rd game of a Eastern Division road trip. They're hosting the Memorial Cup for a reason. They're still a good team. The Western Conference, I would say, is much stronger than the Eastern Conference. So I think on and off the ice, it's going to be a great show.
All right. And for the Pats, the youngsters in the lineup, Pugh and Schultz tomorrow night?
Yes, they are. Maddox Schultz, maybe he scores that teddy bear toss goal. He hasn't scored a WHL goal just yet, and wouldn't that be cool? Get your first Western Hockey League goal and have all the Bears come flying onto the ice. And Liam Pugh in the lineup as well. He's been playing some really good hockey with the Pats. I think he has 4 points in his last 4 games, so you can really start to see him take his stride recently. The team has been banged up without Caden Brown and Keith Fawcett in the lineup coming off a big 4-0 shutout win. So, we'll see if the youngsters can, help bring this team to victory. Now, I don't want to put all the pressure on those two, Barney. We obviously understand that they're just 15 years old, but I think they're just going to continue to grow and get better over the course of the season.
I love the storyline. Maddox gets his first one, and it's teddy bear toss night. I love it. I love it. All right, Dante, thanks so much. People get out to the rink tomorrow. Have a great call.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, so take note. It's cold tomorrow. Nothing else to do. Go watch the Pats. 6 p.m. puck drop Saturday. Teddy bear toss night. It's always fun. Oh, I love the storyline. Maddox Schultz scores his first WHL goal. The Bears rain down. I can see it. Pat, and every 2 points, so important for the Regina Pats as they're battling right now. Go to the Regina Pats website as well. You can get the Festive Family Pack, minimum 4 or max 8 tickets and a scarf, just $17.75 each. I got some good deals right now, so you can go to the website for that. Tickets available. 6 p.m. puck drop tomorrow. How about we give away 2 tickets right now to the game tomorrow night against Kelowna? Colson standing by, 936-6262. Caller number 3 will get him. Caller number 3, 936-6262. 2 tickets to the Pats game. It is the Sports Cage. We're on the home of the Regina Pats, 620 CKRM. Welcome back on this Friday. Greg from Piffles Podcast has been co-hosting with me. How this last hour is going to work, I do a pre-record with Eric Francis right away, earlier this morning before he flew out to Los Angeles, and then we're going to play the Farhan Lalji interview where we talk a lot of CFL football, a lot of football in general. Before you go, so what was your vote for the food stuffing?
I'll take stuffing. I'm a stuffing guy, yeah.
But you talked about this turkey.
Oh, my deep fried turkey is the best turkey.
So if you only could have one?
If I make the turkey? Turkey.
Okay, so it's got to be turkey.
If I make the turkey.
Turkey's your vote. And congratulations on the trade.
Thank you.
Your Penguins. Looking forward to next Tuesday.
So am I.
Oilers and Penguins. Let's talk some hockey with our NHL insider, Eric Francis.
Now for Inside the NHL with Eric Francis on the Sports Cage. Inside the NHL is brought to you by Sports Select. Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer.
Okay, a little pre-record here with Eric Francis. He's heading off to Los Angeles, or he's in the air right now, flying to Los Angeles. We'll get to that in a moment. First off, yesterday we had we're setting up a bracket, Festive Feast bracket this year for the holiday season. If there was one thing, only one, it could be a dessert, it can be a drink, it could be a food, something that you have to have Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. What is that one thing?
Well, it's kind of 2 things. Rum and eggnog has to be together.
Eggnog guy.
Rum and eggnog. Oh, you know what? I'm a one-trick pony. I only drink rum, and it all started with a rum and eggnog. Someone said, try this spiced rum with eggnog, and that was 30 years ago, and it changed my liver forever.
Yeah, I could never get into eggnog. So maybe this, because we might have a tiebreaker at some point. Cabbage rolls or pierogies?
Oh, pierogies. Yeah, pierogies. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of the unanimous. Actually, although sour cabbage for some reason in Saskatchewan, people love sour cabbage rolls. I thought it was absolutely gross, but hey, to each their own. Okay, let's start with the big trade today. The Oilers getting rid of Skinner. They're bringing in Jari. Hulak's gone. Just your thoughts when you heard it, and your thoughts, and what are you hearing about out there?
Yeah, I think my first thought is relief. It just puts an end to a 2 or 3 year chapter here where everyone in the city was on Stuart Skinner. I feel almost happy for him to get out of that cesspool. Like, he's from there, so it'll be a sad day for him. And like, I think he could handle the pressure and the heat. It was part of life for him. But, you know, I think everyone in the hockey world agreed that they needed to upgrade their goaltending, or else they weren't ever going to challenge for another cup. And the jury's out on whether Tristan Jarry is the guy that actually is an upgrade. But it does put an end to the constant criticism that Stan Bowman and the Oilers were fielding after every single loss that Stuart Skinner was involved in. Whether it was his fault or not, he took the blame, he took the heat every time. So it changes the narrative around the team, gives them a fresh new approach to the goaltending problem that they've had forever. And, especially for, it's a loss for Kulak too, right? Kulak's a kid who was really happy there too. He found a second kind of win with the Oilers. And I don't believe Stastny is an upgrade on Kulak. There's no way you could convince me of that. So they lost a little on the defenseman exchanges, but at the end of the day, they got a goalie who's probably going to be better than the one they had.
I didn't know this until about 30 seconds ago. Jarry's from Surrey, and he played for the Edmonton Oil Kings.
So that connection is a strong one, right? I mean, he's familiar with the area. I think we've wondered about Jarry for the last little while. I mean, he's been up and down tremendously as well. You wondered if you put him on a good team, what would happen? I think it was the same sort of thing with Mackenzie Blackwood. He was always on bad teams. He finally goes to a good team, and he's lighting it up now in Colorado. So, I'm sure they're thinking the exact same thing. Give him a better team in front of him, and Jarry will really blossom. But, even though Jarry's been up and down over the years, you look at his career numbers, they're pretty darn good. He's had a good run. So I like the move. I like the move for the Oilers.
And then, Pittsburgh, because I think Skinner is an unrestricted free agent. Now I'm listening to other shows, and as I dive into things early this morning, because we are pre-recording this, but the contract, and a lot of people are thinking, well, Skinner probably doesn't finish the year, or he could get moved by Pittsburgh as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure Pittsburgh sees him as their guy if they're going to remain in this race. I mean, I'm sure they're willing to try it and see how he fits in. But if it doesn't, then yeah, they could flip him at the deadline for sure. So, two teams with two radically different looks at their chances and their hopes and their futures. Don't be surprised if he's on the market. But I can't see them flipping Skinner to a contender because then it would just be the same narrative in that city. But maybe if he's a backup who's got Stanley Cup final experience, it's a nice backup upgrade for sure.
Okay, where could you maybe see him landing?
Oh, God. I'm just digesting the trade right now. Injuries can happen too, right? There are a lot of the contenders are already content with the goaltending tandem they have, but if somebody were to get hurt, that's where I think you'd see a Stuart Skinner probably be coming into play as a team that needs a second goalie and a guy who's got some experience, because a lot of backups don't have that sort of experience that he has.
And like you said, right? Like, he seems like a really good guy. I talked about it in the playoffs, and we talked last year in the playoffs. Like, he's the first guy almost to take the bullets and to go, where's the microphones? I'll do the interview. He seems like such a good, so you kind of, the humanity in us, or in a hockey fan, you hope that he ends up somewhere where it's a fresh start, but he's also going to have fun.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like the burden he's been carrying there in Edmonton, it's, a lot of guys will tell you playing in your hometown is I think people grow up and think, man, it'd be a dream to play for my hometown team. But most guys you talk to who end up playing for their hometown teams, it doesn't happen very often, but when they do, at the end of their career, they'll openly admit, man, that was too much pressure. That was too much heat. I couldn't get away from it anywhere I went, and I needed to go somewhere else. So anyway, I think it is best for him.
Is there maybe another trade coming up for the Oilers? I don't know the contracts inside and out, but is there somebody else that they can maybe move? Maybe somebody on the back end?
Could be. I mean, I still think defensively is where they can shore themselves up a little, but they're so tight up against the cap. Anything they're going to do is going to require quite the mathematical gymnastics. And not to say they can't figure it out. I mean, Stan Bowman's a pretty smart guy, and he's got great people around him. So, no, I think they're content right now to just see how this goes for the next little while. Look, don't forget the Oilers are back on track right now. I think they're 3-1 of late, and they're starting to get a lot of goals, and their lines are more stable, and we're starting to see exactly what we knew we were going to see from the Oilers after their rocky start.
What can you tell us about, because this year is a little bit different, the trade freezes because of the Olympics and how trades might happen this year different than other years?
Yeah, there are a couple theories out there. There's a trade freeze during the Olympics. There's also a trade freeze, obviously, over Christmas. And so in between there, you've got a big gap of January where you can make trades. And there's a lot of debate on whether or not teams should or will be proactive and make a trade before the Olympics. There's also the fear that, a lot of the big names that are being talked about being traded, a lot of these guys are going to be playing in the Olympics. So some people are like, well, don't trade them before the Olympics. Don't trade for someone who's playing in the Olympics because they could get hurt at the Olympics. I'm not sure that would be something I'd even think about, general manager. If you can make the trade for the guy you're looking for, you take your chances he's not going to get hurt at the Olympics. But that's a mindset that's out there. So, I do think there will be some trade activity before the Olympics because people want to beat that freeze and get guys acclimated to their new cities. Because when we come back after the Olympics, the trade deadline is I think March 9th this year. And
March 6th, March 6th, March 9th, March 6th, it says.
6 or 9, it's that Friday. It's like 2 weeks after we come back from the Olympic break. So the window is small after the Olympic break. It's not to say they can't work on things during the Olympics, but they just can't make any announcements.
We were texting the other night. It was funny. You took the under, I took the over. Flames almost come back from down 4-0. That was pretty exciting. Go through that game. What you saw. What were the positives for the Flames? Obviously, you don't want to get into a hole at 4-0. But I was thinking the role that they're on, and they come back here from down 4 rip in the third period. Like, talk about resiliency and momentum in that. And here comes the mushy middle again.
Yeah, they're on that path once again to the mushy middle. That's for sure. You can just feel it in the air. But, in speaking of feeling it in the air, look, nobody thought they could come back from down 4-0. I mean, it was amazing to me. All the players after the game felt like they had a great game. They felt really good about their game. And so when they did get that first goal and another one quickly thereafter, they all to a man were saying they all believed they were going to come back. And that goes back to last year and the year before. This team was known for being the comeback kids. They were never out of a game. You could never kind of step on their throat and finish them off. And that's why this city fell in love with them, because they just never gave up. And it was a very reminiscent feeling in the building that oh my God, maybe this is the turning point and they're going to start doing what they did last year. Anyway, at the end of the game, they didn't do it, so none of it matters. But they did feel good about their game. They were 3-1 on this homestand. I think they're on a 7-4-1 run right now, and climbing back into this thing. At one point this week, they're only 3 points out of a playoff spot. But, now they're on the dad's trip in LA starting today, and that's an exciting time for them for sure.
Tell us about the dad trip, because you're, like I said, we're pre-recording. You're probably in LA as we run this. Tell us about the dad trip, like what's planned this year, and then I want you to if there's any stories from other ones that maybe you've been around.
Well, it's my favorite. It's my favorite because as a storyteller, man, there are so many great stories from the dads or the moms. And one of my favorite stories ever to come out of one of these trips was we were in Vegas one year, and they invited the moms for the very first time. And you talk about a crap show. I mean, these ladies were lighting it up in Vegas. And I'll never forget talking the next morning. Johnny Gaudreau couldn't find his mom. He was because of curfew, him and Monahan and all the guys were in their room. And he's calling Monahan and asking Monahan to call his mom to see if she can tell Johnny that his mom's okay and where she is and what time she's coming home and all this sort of stuff. The shoe was on the other foot for once in their lives. It's usually the moms wondering where their little boys are late in the middle of the night. This was the other way around. The moms were having a blast, and the next morning you could definitely tell that they had skipped curfew. That's for sure.
That's awesome. What do they have planned for this one? Do you know? Are they doing anything special? Because it's LA and San Jose, right?
Yeah. Tonight in LA, they're all going for a big dinner at a fancy restaurant, and then Saturday, of course, is the game at crypto.com, and then Sunday they're off, and they're going to go up to San Francisco, watch the 49ers game all as a group. So that's a nice little outing. I'm going to stay in LA and watch the Rams game. They play the Lions. So if you got any inside tips where I can sprinkle a few bucks on my sports select, please let me know. Because
that's a good game. That's a good game.
It's a great game. It's funny. I was in Minnesota last weekend watching the Vikings game. Took my little guy to his first game, and that's his favorite team, unfortunately. And tickets, I was interested to see if you wait to the last minute, like what can you get good deals? Well, you can in Minnesota. I'm not sure on this game because this is a big game. Two great teams, LA, lots of money there. We may get shut out if I wait till the last minute, but we're going in there no matter what.
Go for the media pass. Sure, you get the credentials going.
I forgot about that. I should.
On the dad's trip and mom's trip, though, where do you never see that trip? Is it Detroit and Buffalo? Is it Calgary and Edmonton when other teams come up? Where are you never seeing a parent trip?
Oh my God. Yeah. You're not St. Louis. It's not happening. Minnesota. That's a good one. Yeah. Like I'm just thinking back to the last 4 or 5 years. It's always either been California or Vegas. And I mean, hey, it all depends on your schedule too, right? You got to find that sweet spot where you've got some days off, some things to do, but it's always in a warm weather place. Last year, it was the dad's trip and it got canceled a day early because of the wildfires. The wildfires in LA, and they end up postponing the game until the last day of the season. So, but yeah, it's always in a warm city, which is another reason why I never missed the mom's or dad's trip.
and then some of these parents, like the Europeans and stuff, they probably all don't come, but they got to come from a long ways away.
Oh man, like Yegor Sharangovich, he's from Belarusia. Belarus, he's Belarusian. We'll leave it at that. Christ. His dad can't get the paperwork to ever come here. They got Kuznetsov, the defenseman. He's like, are you kidding me? A Russian trying to get a U.S. visa right now? Not happening. He's telling me he'd have to go through Kazakhstan and then they'd have to go through anyway, not happening. So there are guys, and there are other guys like Rasmus Anderson's. His father, Peter, used to play in the NHL for the Rangers, but he's coaching down in Europe now. He's not coming this year. He's too busy coaching his team. So he's bringing his father-in-law. That's either risky or, man, you get big bonus marks for bringing your father-in-law. And other guys just bring mentors like Sharon Govich just invited Michael Grabowski. Grabowski used to play for the Leafs, and he's Belarusian. And Grabowski said, no, he's busy. He can't do it anyway. But the point is you can invite anyone you want. And every once in a while, you'll see a story where someone just inviting someone who's just really important in their life. Could be a neighbor, someone acting almost like a big brother.
A neighbor.
Hey, free food, free booze. You got to invite someone, man. If you get the +1, you got to take advantage of it for sure.
Someone should invite you once, although you're already on it. Take Eric. Wow. So, okay, you get to watch the Slovenian Anze Kopitar is kind of doing his victory lap. Like, what a career! Like, you don't even have to be a Kings fan or whatever, but you go back. Like, and I was looking, 2006 was his first year. He played with guys like Rob Blake, Sean Burke was on that roster. Like, you go back, man, who was the Mike Camilleri was the leading scorer that year. Like, he has had such a career. And like we talk about, or people talk about, seems like he's done it the right way.
Yeah, I think I like the way you put that. Like imagine having the career with the longevity and success he's had, yet you play one of the toughest position, and also you play it harder than most people play it, because he's a 200-foot player if there ever was one in the National Hockey League. So, that's what you're referring to when you say he did it right. He's as honest a player as there is, hardworking, leader. They're going to miss him when he leaves. That's a big hole in their lineup and also in their leadership group. But yeah, like there's nobody that I could probably ever talk to in the league who wouldn't tell you that they think the world of that guy, because like you said, he's not dirty either. He's just hardworking, honest. You probably hate playing against him because he's so tenacious and tough at both ends, but you got to respect the way he does it.
And then you guys, San Jose and obviously Celebrini. What are you curious to watch there? What's kind of going to be your storyline there?
Yeah, he's such a focal point, right? We're getting right down to it here. What do we got? 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks until we get the Team Canada named. And you don't start a conversation about who should be on Team Canada without starting with Celebrini. And then Bedard's probably a close second. And I'm still in the camp, and I'd be interested to see where you're at. But it's funny, everybody in the country seems to have an opinion. Like, I think Celebrini's on the team because he is more of a 200-foot player, and he brings some youthful exuberance, a dynamic skill. He showed some great chemistry last year at the World Championships with Sidney Crosby. Like, he put in his time with Team Canada there. There are a lot of different reasons why I think Celebrini's making this team. And I don't think Bedard is, because I don't think he's the 200-foot player. And I think he's a little too one-dimensional for this team. And it's a little late. This push that he's made is admirable, but you'd have to push somebody out who really earned it at the Four Nations. So you tell me where you sit on those two guys.
As it goes on and as it gets closer, and I kind of watch them play, more Bedard I'm watching than Celebrini. I think there's a way they both make it. They both play as we go. I could be way off.
Wow.
I don't know. Like Bedard is playing so good. I got to watch Celebrini more. Maybe I'll watch him when the Flames are there and get a really good gauge. But yeah, it's getting down to it. We're going to have lots to talk about over the next little bit. That's going to be great. Eric Francis is joining us for Sports Select like usual. Okay, I just pulled up the game on Sports Select here that you're going to. Detroit at the LA Rams. Now the Rams screwed me out of my survivor pool 2 weeks ago when they lost in Charlotte. Like, I don't know how that happened, but I'm actually surprised here. The point spread for Sports Select is Detroit's a 6-point underdog. Like, they really like the Rams at home here, and the over under is 55.5. So I don't know. Are you leaning one way? Are you thinking anything, or you don't really know? You're going in cold.
Well, I'm going in relatively cold, but I will say that, a team as good as Detroit, I have a hard time not sprinkling a few bucks on them keeping it close, at the very least, if not winning the game. So it's, I like to go against the grain and take points all the time. That's the kind of the way I always go and lose my money. Everybody has their own approach, but that's how I do it. And that's where my money will be. It'll be on Detroit to keep it close. Do I think they can win? No, but I think they can keep it a tight game.
And what are you going to do in Los Angeles? Like, what do you do in Los Angeles? Do you go down to the beach? Do you go roller skating like when Kramer went there and he moved to LA? What do you do?
There'll be no tarps. It's warm there, but there'll be no tarps off. I can promise you that. This body is not ready for Laguna Beach just yet. But I probably will head down to Laguna Beach. We're thinking about going down to Rodeo Drive today for dinner. We don't belong there. I don't know why we're going there, but I think we're going to go and just experience it and see if we can run into Jason Bateman or someone, of
all the people, that's who you pick.
That's my pull. I know. I listen to his podcast. That's why. I don't know why. But what's funny? LA is like, a lot of people will tell you that's like their dream city. If you could live somewhere in North America, you'd pick LA. And a lot of people around the world think that California would be the number one destination. And I love going there. Don't get me wrong. But there's really not a lot to do in LA. Like, You tell me what a tourist attraction would be there. Like, as opposed to New York, where I could give you 15 tourist attractions you'd want to go to. LA, I'm like, well, I always stay at the JW right across from the Grammy Museum. The Grammy Museum, who cares? Like, there's not a lot there, to be honest. The focal point to me is always that arena and all the incredible things that happen there. But I don't know any other concerts that are happening there while I'm there.
I'm actually just looking that up right now. I'm going on to Polestar. There's so many venues. Oh, where do you even start?
I used to go to the Viper Room. That's kind of famous. Who died there? A famous actor OD there, and it made the place famous. And it was a good spot, but I'm a little old for that now. And plus, I heard the Viper Room closed down anyway, so I'm dated. But the last time we were there, we had dinner with Kelly Rudy. He took us to a place on Rodeo Drive because that was his old haunt, right? And we went to this fancy restaurant. We sat on the patio, and Joe Torre was sitting next to us. I thought that was a very strange person to run into in California, Joe Torre of all people, but that's who we saw.
Yeah, I'm not finding a lot of really good concerts that. Evanescence, rock band. Evanescence is playing Saturday night. Lizzie McAlpine, Andy Bell, Mike Stern Quintet, jazz. So not a lot. I don't know. You'll find it. Go to Rodeo Drive. Be Jersey guy. Like, wear a jersey. Just look totally out of place when you do it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
no, I will go to a beach, but I will be fully clothed the whole time.
Case for Sports Select. Got to be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly. Cash in hand now with the QR codes. It's our NHL insider, Eric Francis. Travel safe. We'll talk to you next week, bud.
Cheers, buddy. Good luck with your hangover.
Canada West won over Canada East at the World Junior A Challenge today, so they move on to the finals against either Sweden or the United States. And around the area, hockey tonight, Swift Currents welcoming Prince Albert in the dub. The Blades play host to Lethbridge Moose Jaws in Medicine Hat. In the U18 AAA League, Moose Jaw welcomes the Battlefords. SJ, Weyburns and Warman. Melville travels to Estevan. Battleford's hosting Flin Flon. And Humboldt is at the Melfort Mustangs. Tickers for Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canada. If you need a garage door, Steelcraft Doors in Regina. We will get back and chat with Farhan Lalji after the break. Good interview, talking lots of football. It is a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.